Dear students, our today's topic is to study the control of soil pollution. In our last lecture, we have studied how soil formation takes place, and by now we already know that the process of soil formation is very slow. It takes thousands of years for just 1 centimeter of soil to form. Hence, it becomes very important for us to control soil pollution, and that can be achieved by taking certain measures. Soil pollution, just to remind you here, refers to anything that causes contamination of soil or anything that degrades the soil quality. So the control measures of soil pollution includes the prevention or minimizing soil erosion. Because what happens when soil erosion takes place? Soil erosion means the loss of topsoil. So when topsoil is lost, what happens is the land that is left behind is rendered unfit for vegetation, or you can say the soil quality is degraded. Because when topsoil is lost, the quality of soil degrades and it does not support vegetation. So we have to control soil erosion in order to control soil pollution. So how can soil erosion be controlled? That can be done by reforestation. Reforestation is actually planting more and more trees. As you already know that the roots of trees prevent the top layer of the soil from being transported or from being eroded by different agents of nature like water and air. So secondly, soil erosion can be controlled or minimized by practicing different types of farming like contour farming or contour cultivation. We call it terrace farming to control the soil erosion. So contour farming is basically what? It's the plantation across the contour lines. These types of farming are usually done in hilly areas as hills are more prone to soil erosion. So contour lines are the lines joining the points of equal height. So these are the contour lines. So plantation on these contour lines is called as contour farming. So what this contour farming or contour plantation does is it actually, when rain falls, the water comes down with a speed. If there are no contours, so then soil would be would get eroded. So what is the function of these contour lines? These contour lines slows down the speed of water and prevents the soil from being washed away. All right. Terrace farming, in terrace farming what happens is wide steps are cut. You can see here wide steps or stair like structures are cut, or flat areas are produced. So these are the step or stair like structures, so or we call them as terraces. That's why this is called as terrace farming. So in this terrace farming, this also what it does is it reduces the speed of water and prevents the soil erosion. So these types of farming should be practiced in order to prevent or minimize the soil erosion. Apart from that, strip cropping can be done. Then we have mixed cropping. That type of farming can actually add the fertility of the soil. Another control measure of soil pollution is recycling and reuse of waste. The waste such as paper, plastics, metal, glasses, etc. should be recycled and reused. Or we can say that we should make use of glasses or biodegradable material, just to replace plastics, because these plastics are non-biodegradable and they pollute the soil. So what we can do is we can recycle them, we can reuse them, just to minimize the soil pollution. So, or you can say we can adopt 3R principle. 3R principle is actually what it is: reduce, reuse and recycle. So this 3R principle, or reduce, reuse and recycle, what it does is it will decrease the volume of refuse, it will decrease the volume of solid waste, and can help in the conservation of natural resources. For example, recovery of 1 ton of paper can actually save 17 trees. We can reduce the use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Biofertilizers can replace the chemical fertilizers. Manure, which is actually cow dung, or you call it animal dung, you can also use that as a fertilizer also. So what actually we can do is applying biofertilizers and manure can replace the chemical fertilizers, and this way we can reduce the use of these chemical fertilizers, and these chemical pesticides can be replaced by biopesticides, or we have biological methods of pest control. So it can help us to minimize the soil pollution. Ban should be imposed on certain toxic chemicals that are being used as pesticides. Like we have DDT, it's already banned in USA, but it is still being used in some countries. So BHC, DDT, they should be banned because these are fatal to plants and animals. They are also carcinogen, they are cancer causing chemicals. Nuclear explosions, improper disposal of radioactive waste should also be banned. Effluents should be treated properly before discharging them on the soil. Solid waste should be properly collected and disposed of by appropriate methods, that is sanitary landfills. Biodegradable organic waste can be used for the generation of biogas. Cattle dung, human excreta can be used in the biogas plants to produce methane gas, which can be used as a fuel. So there are certain techniques that are used for cleaning polluted soils. So one of the technique is called as bioremediation. Bioremediation is a process in which microbes, bacteria and other living organisms are used to remove pollutants, toxins from soil and water. Alright, what actually happens in bioremediation? The growth of microorganisms is stimulated, and these microbes utilize these contaminants like oil, solvents, pesticides as source of food and energy, and these microbes convert these contaminants into water and less harmful gases, that's carbon dioxide. Another method of cleaning the polluted soil is phytoextraction. As the name suggests, phyto means like it's related to plants. So phytoextraction is a process in which plants are used to remove dangerous elements, or you can say toxic elements, like heavy metals from the soil or water. Heavy metals like mercury, because these heavy metals are toxic to organisms even at relatively low concentrations. So this process where we use plants to remove these harmful elements from the soil or water is called as phytoextraction. So these, by using these methods, by using these techniques, we can actually reduce soil pollution. And last but not least is the education. So education can help in controlling any of the pollutions, be it soil pollution, water pollution or air pollution. So education, or educating all generations, children, adults, senior citizens. In this regard, governments, educational institutes, NGOs will have a major role to play and can engage actively in public awareness, because public awareness is necessary. Public should be made aware about the health hazards of soil pollution or water pollution or air pollution. So this is all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.